How was the Nike brand made? Did you know that Nike sells more than 900 million items every single year? Be it footwear or apparel, Nike has become a household name with its iconic swoosh logo and the slogan, "Just do it." Today, Nike is worth around $140 billion, but how did it become such a successful and influential brand? You will be surprised to know that Nike has faced a lot of problems in the journey, but utilized them as marketing campaigns. Yes, that's right. So let's go through a 10-minute journey to discover how Nike is the brand we know and love today. The early history goes back to 1962, when Phil Knight, a former University of Oregon track and field athlete, started an adventure that led him to the doors of the Onitsuka, now known as ASICS, factory in Japan. This encounter was the beginning of a massive partnership. Knight struck a deal to bring the Onitsuka Tiger, a marvel of athletic footwear, to American soil. Fast forward to 1964, Knight, alongside his former coach Bill Bowerman, launched Blue Ribbon Sports. By 1967, they surprised everyone by transforming the Onitsuka Tiger into something incredible. They created the Tiger Cortez, which quickly became an iconic shoe. But wait, the story takes a twist. In 1971, Blue Ribbon Sports and Onitsuka decided to take separate routes. Knight and Bowerman, inspired by the Greek goddess of victory, rebranded their venture as Nike, introducing the swoosh logo. Little did they know that the $35 logo, designed by Carolyn David, a student from Portland State University, would one day symbolize athletic excellence worldwide. In a kind move that almost looked like they knew Nike would be a big hit, Knight thanked David in 1983 by giving her 500 shares of the company's stock. At that time, Knight wanted to call the company Dimension 6. However, his team intervened and talked him out of it, so the final name became Nike. But the brand wasn't public until 1980, and its path to dominance wasn't without its hurdles. Imagine this: there was a time when Nike's future seemed uncertain, sitting on the edge of disaster. Then came a daring move in 1984 that shocked the world and arguably saved the company. Nike, in a high-stakes gamble, channeled its entire marketing budget into signing a deal with NBA rookie Michael Jordan. For those who don't know, Michael Jordan is widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. But at that time, he was completely new. However, this contract was a lifeline for Nike. Jordan, fresh on the basketball scene, was offered a 5-year, $2.5 million partnership to endorse the Air Jordan. The initial price tag of $65 per pair might sound affordable now, but adjust that for inflation, and you're looking at an over $192 investment in today's dollars. This contract between Nike and Michael Jordan not only saved Nike from disaster, but revolutionized the entire landscape of sports marketing. The seismic shift came when the NBA decided to ban Jordan's signature shoes due to their vibrant, non-regulatory colors, slapping a hefty $5,000 fine for every game he dared to wear them. $5,000 was a big number that brands couldn't afford to bear. But if you're thinking that Nike did the same and pulled the plug on the Air Jordans, you're wrong. Nike responded with a bold statement, paying every single fine for Jordan. This was something that no other brand had ever done before. They even launched an advertising campaign flaunting the ban with the slogan, "The NBA can't stop you from wearing them." This act of defiance and clever marketing turned the shoes into a symbol of rebellion and individuality. So, what was the result? Within the first 2 months after the release of Air Jordans, Nike raked in an astonishing $70 million in sales. By the end of 1985, this figure soared beyond $100 million, shattering expectations and securing Nike's foothold in the sneaker empire. In 1997, Nike made another smart move. They created a special division just for the Jordan brand. This time, they used a new logo called Jumpman. It shows Jordan's famous jumping pose instead of the usual Nike swoosh. This was a big deal, and it helped make Michael Jordan an even bigger legend in sports. Plus, it started a new trend. After that, having famous athletes and celebrities as the face of a brand became a popular strategy. But if you think Nike was done there, you're wrong, because one controversy wasn't enough for them. That's why Nike continued to challenge norms and controversy. This was, of course, for marketing purposes. In 1987, Nike did something truly unexpected that amazed people all over the world. They chose the Beatles song Revolution to advertise their Air-branded shoes. This was a bold and unusual choice, making the campaign memorable. This marked the first time a Beatles song had been licensed for use in advertising, breaking traditional barriers and setting a new trend in the marketing world. Then, in 1988, Nike did something that would cement its place in advertising history forever. They introduced the slogan, "Just do it," which is their current slogan. This was like a loud wake-up call for everyone, not just athletes. It dared people to go further and think differently. This brilliant marketing move did a lot more than just sell sneakers. It sold an idea, a way of living, and a whole new attitude. By doing this, Nike established itself as a major name in sports. But it didn't stop there. It also reached out and connected with people who weren't athletes, forever changing the way marketing and branding work. From 1988 to 2014, Nike started a strategic expansion spree that would surprise anyone tracking their progress. In 1988, Nike decided not just to be a sneaker brand, but a lifestyle. They acquired Cole Haan, a move that perhaps left many scratching their heads, thinking, shoes, yes, but dress shoes? They weren't done there. In 1990, Nike introduced something spectacular called Nike Town. Imagine walking in and finding the latest Nike gear and feeling the presence of sports legends like Mia Hamm and LeBron James around you. Shopping for sneakers suddenly felt like you were stepping into the world of greatness. Fast forward to 1994, Nike decided that ice and skateboards were their next frontier, snapping up CanStar Sports, the parent company of Bauer. And just when you thought they'd stick to the physical, they launched into the extreme with Nike ACG in 1996. The early 2000s weren't about resting on their laurels. Nike moved into sports technology, introducing gadgets that felt more spy gear than workout accessories. 2003 was another landmark year with the acquisition of Converse, integrating classic American sneakers under its vast umbrella. Not stopping there, 2008 saw Nike acquiring Umbro, tying football into its expanding empire. However, both Cole Haan and Umbro were sold by 2012, showing Nike's willingness to pivot and focus. And then came 2014, the launch of Nike Lab. This store was where fashion met innovation, truly showcasing how far Nike had traveled from its "Just Do It" slogan days. Through all these moves, Nike kept surprising us, showing that it wasn't just about the shoes, but about creating a culture, a lifestyle, and a future where everyone wants to be a part of the Nike universe. And now, let's talk about some of the challenges that Nike faced over the years to become the Nike we know today. The company has faced serious controversies that have hurt its reputation and trust with customers. Accusations of using child labor, forcing people to work, paying very low wages, and having terrible working conditions in its factories abroad have come up. These issues have shown a big difference between Nike's success and the tough conditions for the workers making their products. Adding to the complexity, Nike faced several lawsuits and complaints from former employees who accused the company of having a toxic work environment. More importantly, a series of complaints from female employees about sexual harassment at the workplace stood out. These women disclosed their experiences in a revealing interview with the New York Times, involving 50 Nike employees. The accounts highlighted a disturbing trend. Reports made to HR about such harassment were seemingly ignored, creating an environment where women felt unsafe and undervalued. On a different front, Nike's dedication to innovation, which has undoubtedly been a significant driver of its market success, has recently been called into question. The contradiction lies in its Move to Zero campaign, which claims a stride towards sustainability. However, some critics argue that Nike's commitment to always creating something new and innovative might not align well with its environmental goals. People are watching the brand closely, questioning if it can really keep up its promise to be more eco-friendly. This situation highlights the tricky path Nike has to walk. It's trying to grow and succeed while also being ethically responsible and open about how it operates. This story draws us in and makes us think more about what success really costs on a worldwide scale. So, this is how Nike brand was made. It's the story of a brand that started with one man's dream and grew into a global empire. Today, Nike stands as a symbol of innovation, empowerment, and perseverance. Now, it is at the stage where no other sports brand can match its reach and influence. Let us know in the comments if you love buying Nike products and what they mean to you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.